You could be wiser as an educated advisor. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and money color commentator. On today's show, fee-based financial aid software, part 3 of our series on the opportunities in college funding with financial advisor John McDonough of the College Funding Evolution. Welcome to the third segment, John.
Thank you.
Software is software, right? I'd like to know, you plug in, you see the numbers. I really like the ability. In the old days, think about this. When I first started this business 35 years ago, we had to do all this by hand. You got your HP 12C.
Sorry about that.
I know. I'm doing input, writing it down, calculating it. There was really no real good software at the time in the late 80s when I came into the business. Things have really changed. And you could find out what your Social Security number is going to be. You could find out if you're going to be short or long on your retirement planning. Now, I have software specifically built to quantify my college funding, how to do it, where do I go get the dough, where can I put this in, the input, and it seemed to me, when I first looked at this, it seemed to be completely user-friendly and major league intuitive.
Yeah, well, it was designed to be retail-driven, so direct to consumer for the client or the prospective family that's interested in knowing more about college and what their preparedness is. So most people are familiar with what their credit score is or their FICO score. In fact, I get an update twice a month that says, now it's time to check your credit score. We have something called My Tuition Score. MyTuitionScore.com is the website that families can go to right now, and they can test and see what their preparedness is, not only academically for the student, but also financially. How financially prepared is mom and dad to be able to pay for the schools that the child's interested in?
Is this a proprietary thing that you created?
Well, I didn't create it, but I was happy to connect with the guys that did create it. But it is proprietary and only exclusive to College Funding Evolution advisors to distribute to their clients. Now, any client can go to it retail and pay $79 for the report. But College Funding Evolution advisors can distribute as many of these reports as they want at no cost to their clients and prospects.
What kind of wake-up call is this when I spend $79, I hit my tuition score, and I found out I'm in serious shape here.
Shape, yes.
Yeah, I'm serious shape. Good save. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I put $79 down, and I found out, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble.
Well, it validates what parents are already thinking and feeling, but it doesn't become real until it's on paper for them, right? It's just a feeling of being behind. But really, it's not just the financial component, and quite often, too many families are strictly focused on the financial side of it. But how real is the kid's goal of getting into this school or that school or the other school compared to their SAT, their ACT, their class rank, their GPA? Should they be looking just total different schools altogether? And if so, how do mom and dad's finances compare to those schools? I mean, as advisors, to give our clients and prospective clients the tool for free that they could pay $79 for, the ability to know what their child's chances of admissions are and what their financial preparedness looks like before submitting the applications, it's priceless.
When they do this now, you talk about this personal private student interview with a professional. I mean, this is third party.
Yeah.
And so as an advisor, I have connections to this person who's going to do this. This is like an extension of my staff without making the payment.
It's exactly what it is. So when a client comes on board with us and they decide to engage us for our services, part of what that is helping to make sure the client, the student is going to the right school for the right fit, for the right reason, for the right degree plan. I know 45-year-olds that still haven't figured out what they want to be when they grow up. So to ask a 17-year-old young person is kind of unfair. But their personality is what their personality is. Their likes and dislikes are exactly what they're going to be. And we want to make sure they find the right degree plan, and then we find the right schools that fit that degree plan.
Now, I also noticed that in part of your protocol here that you actually help them prep for their SAT and ACT test scores.
Yeah.
I mean, this is part of the package.
Well, and think about how counterintuitive when that's a surprise to people. We've been brought up to just go take the test. Cold turkey, just go take the test. That test can be worth tens of thousands of dollars for that family if that student hits certain thresholds for the schools that they're interested in. Most athletes understand the concept of practice, practice, practice. Practice makes permanent. Practice makes you better. As academic students, why don't we practice more for this one exam that could be the launching point for the rest of our lives?
Well, I love the preparation because you're getting involved with clients and helping their children immediately touch base. And you know all the online testing, the tutorials, all that's all set up.
All included.
Now, also, what I think is more important even than that is the financial aid. I mean, there is so much out there. And if you missed our show that was actually a consumer show on college funding, and there's so many opportunities out there, $245 billion sitting on the sidelines waiting for you to access it.
And the whole process is littered with countless opportunities for errors, omissions, and mistakes by the families and, quite frankly, the students. As financial advisors, there are very few college funding specialists in the country. Most are retirement advisors. And there's even fewer college funding specialists. When we help our families do this process properly, we've earned their right and the respect to talk to them about all of their other assets.
Actually, this is a powerful tool when you think about it. If you're really in love with retirement planning, this could be the front door into that, because you're really talking about, and the boomers, we made our mistakes. We were broke, you know. We didn't do enough planning, and now we're paying for it. You could actually enter the retirement market maybe through this segue.
Well, not only are you entering we absolutely are entering the retirement market in this segment, but we're getting it 15 years earlier, and there are clients for that much longer.
Oh, I love that. Aid maximization, you know, besides the evaluation award letters, what about the appeal and negotiation? I never thought, well, they said no.
Yeah. Most families take the financial aid award offer to be gospel from these schools. Little do they realize that there is an appeals and negotiations process that can take place with some schools, and they're afraid of losing that student to the competing school. So when we create the right environment, we can go to those schools and actually ask for more money. And most of the time, our families are getting on average about $5,000 a year more financial aid just because we go and ask.
So the first offer is not the final offer.
No.
And you help advisors understand the process, the hurdles, the obstacles that they need to traverse, but all this is pretty much done in the form of the turnkey package,
This
right?
is all turnkey package. The advisor doesn't have to become a college funding academic specialist. We outsource all of that to our third-party company.
As the advisor, can I post this tuition score once I become an advisor? Can I put this on my website?
We hope they do put it on their website.
Okay.
Yeah, it becomes a lead generation tool at that point.
And then you could start funneling your social media to your website, get visitors, and start doing this test.
Absolutely. And so the more people that run the report, the more times that advisor gets emailed that such and such ran the report, they can then phone or email that person and say, would you like to come into my office so I can help you understand what your My Tuition score is, and see if we can't help get your child to the school of their dreams and save your retirement in the process.
And of course, they can start using some of these contact letters that you already have done.
They're already pre-written.
Ready to
go.
Sign off it. And for our people who are securities licensed, any compliance issues here?
Well, we need to make sure everything that we do goes through the proper compliance channels, but we found broker-dealers to approve our platform, RIAs to approve our platform, and we're very compliance-friendly. So whatever disclosures we need, we're happy to oblige the compliance department.
As an advisor, and for our consumers that are watching this, how easy is it to work this software?
My dad can do it, so anybody can do it. It's that easy.
Okay, well, not that dad's kind of on the low totem pole here, but it's pretty easy. Is it intuitive, easy, user-friendly?
Yes, it's intuitive, it's user-friendly. Someone without ever having talked to me or getting coaching on using this, and a client or end user can go to this website, plug in the information, generate a score. The challenge is they don't know what to do with the score once they get it, and that's where the advisor comes in.
How long does it take to do
10
the test?
minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
So, and what do I need to know as the consumer when I do this test? What do I need to know?
The consumer needs to know what the student's SAT or ACT score is. They need to know the student's GPA. They need to know the student's class rank. And they need to know 3 schools that the student is interested in attending. Then they need to know their financials. What's your adjusted gross income? How much do you have set aside for college and 529 plans? How much do you have set aside in non-qualified plans? What's your home equity? Things like that in order to generate a proper tuition score.
Do most consumers know that information?
Most consumers know some of that information, which again just screams to the value of our financial advisors and how to help bridge that gap for them.
Okay, so they're going to have to know some of the academic numbers first. They're going to have to know their own, hopefully, you know, your own financials, your AGI and so forth. So I'm looking at, as an advisor, this drives into my pocket because I know this already. So I can really be a benefit to the client.
Well, most advisors don't know their students' SAT, ACT, GPA, class rank, those types of things. But remember, in this demographic, we're not in the retirement space. We're coming down 10 to 15 years. This is very real and tangible information. I mean, mom and dad can pull that up on their cell phone with their child right there. This is very accessible information.
Well, don't forget to watch our next segment on financial products that can fund college education and compensate the advisor. How about that? Part 4 of our series on the opportunities in college funding. And keep in mind, before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always check with your tax consultant, legal counsel, or compliance officer. And don't forget to subscribe to my consumer show, Steve Savant's Money, the name of the game. Daily content that you can post on your website, social media accounts, and database distribution. I'm Steve Savant. Thanks for watching.